Right, so it is day 94 of my attempt to plant a tree every single day in my home outside Lusaka, Zambia. So let's get on with it. Right, so it is past the time when I should really be planting fruit trees in exposed locations. I will be planting fruit trees at all times of year, but generally speaking, most fruit trees, as we head into the drier season, are going to be planted in shady areas, so they will be a sub-canopy crop rather than a canopy crop. And this is a tree that actually can be very happy as a sub-canopy, but it's going in an area where it is going to spend at least a while as canopy, because currently there is nothing to shelter it. It is, however, the hardiest of the fruit trees, so if you're going to do this to any fruit tree, you might as well do it to this one. So this is Mangifera indica, the mango. This is actually one of the pink sort of ivory types, maybe a peach mango. I don't know exactly what the cultivar should be called, and again, because a lot of strains of tree in Zambia are not grown from grafting, but grown from seedlings, and they often retain traits of both their parents, but they might not match up to any named cultivars, so it's hard to actually pin them down exactly. But this is a very stringless, sweet, slightly perfumey mango, which is very, very much a dessert mango. It's not very good for drying. It's not great for pickling or cooking because it tends to ripen pretty quickly. It doesn't go well in making jams because it does go fetid pretty quickly too. And so that is going in with a nice little piece of Dracaena, which should shelter it a little bit in this very dry environment. I'm leaving quite a lot of leaves on for this time of year, considering how small this piece of Dracaena is, but it should be a decent little bit of shelter. I'm also putting in an aloe arborescens, which as the mango grows should spread up and out and create a nice little thicket around the base of it, preventing it from getting too hot and dry underneath. And that is one of the things with mangoes. They are very tolerant, but they are also a forest tree, and they do not like their roots drying out too much. Usually it will not kill the tree. It's very hard to do anything that actually kills a mango tree once it's established, but they will fruit less well, and they will be more prone to disease and dieback if their roots dry out significantly. And because it is currently very small and tender and still has the seed attached, which does mean it is vulnerable to our wonderful friends the pouched rats, although those tend to be more focused around the house than they are out here. This is also getting a couple of pieces of Euphorbia milli, which is actually, we're just coming into the time of year where that's going to become quite a common companion plant. Now, as with a lot of Euphorbias, it can change its soil chemistry quite a lot, which is why I tend very often to plant calincos instead. But it's also very prickly, very thorny, and very good at spreading out and closing in an area and protecting it from things like pouched rats and eventually sort of larger vertebrates that might show an interest in a small sapling. And also mangoes are again very, very tolerant, and a little bit of a shift in the soil chemistry will probably do very little to offset their shift to the soil chemistry, and they probably won't have much to complain about provided they're not being eaten or dried out too much. So yeah, so that should be everything for today. Thank you very much for watching. Please tune in again tomorrow, for which I should really come up with a plan, but I haven't yet.